This Wild West shootout is closer in time and place than you think. American history is celebrated in the Fresno County foothills. At Fort Miller, you leave your real name at home, partner.
My cowgirl name is Poison Oakley, and my husband is Calamine.
Folks do tend to have itchy trigger fingers in the Badlands. In 1994, the Kings River Regulators started a cowboy action shooting club.
Most of us grew up with the Cowboys. I mean, Western, Roy Rogers, everything on TV, and finally we got a chance we can play cowboy.
Targets sing like wind chimes. 8 Hollywood-style sets have been built, including Helltown, which features a church. And you must look the part.
Part of our love of the sport is to try to do what we call being in the cowboy style. And we shoot guns that are pre-1900 or replicas of them, if not original ones.
The competition separates not just the fastest, but the most accurate guns in the West. The Kings River Regulators have set up elaborate Old West sets, including this moving ore cart in which gunslingers are shooting on the move. They come out of the mine shaft ready to fire.
Kind of like a video game, and you're the central character. And as you see, we shoot live ammunition.
This is one of the most popular challenges in the Single Action Shooting Society, or SAS.
It's nice for new shooters because there's no pressure, really. It's we're here to have fun.
The family sport focuses on safety.
That's good.
Rifles, shotguns, and handguns are inspected before and after each round. Specific instructions must be followed.
Must use all 3 doorways.
As you can see, cowgirls of all ages confidently move forward with their guns ablazing.
Oh, it's so much fun. We have so many friends. We travel all around the state, shooting at different locations.
Behaving badly followed her husband and son into the sport.
Big Bad Blaine and Straight Shot Owen.
And everyone's willing to shoot until the cows come home.
Did you dress up as a cowboy as a kid?
Yes.
So did a lot of other cowboys out here firing 6-shooters.
Very satisfying to hear that clang when it actually hits. Not so much when it misses. The little...
Snakebite earned his nickname because he doesn't miss much.
Oh, because we had a snake up there when we moved up in the hills, and he tried to bite me, and I bit him first.
SAS has 650 clubs across the U.S. as well as Europe and Australia.
What they say is, come for the shooting, stay for the people.
And gunslingers new to town are always welcome.
You got the handgun really quick.
Posses are constantly on the move. The Kings River Regulators now have their sights set on nationals in Albuquerque. Have gun, will travel. Dale Yurong, ABC 30 Action News.
That looks yes, like so much fun.
A lot
yes.
of fun.
A retired Marine from the Valley is on one final mission to find a comrade who he thought died by his side. In this famous Vietnam War photo, you can see Rick Hill of Coalinga on the top right, kind of a blank stare on his face. To my right, laying on his side, is another Marine. His name is Alvin Grantham. Now, up until a few weeks ago, Rick thought Alvin died shortly after the picture was taken.
We were pinned down. We were in trouble.
Vietnam War veteran Rick Hill recalled the most intense firefight of his 2 tours. He was shot in one leg and took shrapnel in the other.
I was wounded in the Battle of Way during Tet, February of '68.
Rick noticed a tank roll by.
They asked me to get room for one more, and we always got room for one more, and they threw me up on the tank.
This iconic picture of wounded U.S. Marines being medevaced appeared in Life and Time magazine. It was taken by John Olson. Rick's mom told him,
But that's the only way I knew that you were still alive.
Smith had the photo blown up to honor those who served and those who lost their lives.
For 48 years, I look at this picture and I look at these guys looking back at me, and I always figure, what an honor.
Since 1991, Rick and his wife Haley have lived the quiet life in Coalinga, but that all changed a few weeks ago when someone answered a Facebook post about the photo.
He goes, hey, I'm the guy laying on the tank without a shirt. And Look at my wife. I go, no way. I said, that guy died.
That's what Rick was told, but Alvin Grantham of Mobile, Alabama messaged him, saying lots of people think I didn't make it.
When we got back to the triage in the back, they had actually put me in a body bag.
But a medic noticed some movement.
That guy must be hit pretty bad. And I didn't know they were talking about me.
Grantham recovered after taking a round from an AK-47 straight through his chest. None of the Marines in the photo knew each other, but they all shared a special bond.
And when I found out that he wasn't dead, wow, you know.
Rick will soon meet a man whose reported death always saddened him.
Alvin and myself wouldn't be here telling the story if it wasn't for Harold and his people.
Harold Wiest was among those providing gun support from a U.S. Army helicopter. A few years ago, he just happened to move to Coalinga.
That was my first mission. I'd never fired a minigun before, and here I am shooting over the heads of he and his men.
An emotional meeting awaits Rick Hill and Alvin Grantham. Rick feels like he's been talking to a ghost from his past.
And I go, the last time we rode together wasn't good. The next time we ride together, by God, it's going to be a good day.
And Rick Hill is now in Mobile, Alabama with his wife this evening. Tomorrow, Rick will meet up with Alvin Grantham 48 years later. I want to have more on their emotional reunion here on Action News. And it worked out for Rick and his wife, Margot, because they actually planned a cross-country drive to Florida. So Mobile happened to be on the way.
It's on their way.
Yeah.
It was all fate. It was all meant to be.
It really was, because can you imagine thinking your comrade had passed 48 years ago, then you hear from him?
And he's trying to convince everybody, hey, I'm not dead.
Exactly, exactly.
Incredible story.